After a pretty protracted period of negotiations, Dillian Whyte versus Lucas Browne has finally been signed. The fight will take place at the O2 Arena in London on March the 24th, and it will be shown live and exclusive on Sky Sports. As I've said before in recent videos about this matchup, I think Dillian Whyte is going to win it. I'm not counting Lucas Browne out. I wouldn't be shocked or surprised if he managed to pull it off. But all things considered, I think that Dillian Whyte has been fighting at a higher level than Lucas Browne. I think Dillian Whyte has been more active than Lucas Browne. He's younger than Lucas Browne. I think that he actually has better punch resistance than Lucas Browne. I'm not saying Lucas Browne is chinny, but he was hurt several times by an old, fat, 6 foot tall Ruslan Chagayev, and he was down in that fight, and he was way behind in that fight when he eventually pulled out the knockout blow late on. And that was Lucas Browne at his absolute best and the absolute best shape he could be in, and he struggled badly. And it's only his power which got him out of trouble against a very old, very out of shape, short little guy in Ruslan Chagayev. And that was the best Browne had. I don't expect Browne to even be as good as he was against Chagayev. And even if he was as good as he was against Chagayev, I'd still pick Dillian Whyte to defeat him. And as I say, I'm taking Dillian Whyte to win this fight on points. I think early on, it could be colourful. Early on, I think Lucas Browne being the more correct puncher, because he does punch more correctly. I think Lucas Browne hits harder than Dillian Whyte. And being the more correct puncher, I think Browne's best chance might be early, especially with the inactivity. The longer it goes, I think Dillian Whyte's engine is going to kick in, because Dillian Whyte is getting himself into good cardiovascular shape at this point in his career. We've seen him go 12 rounds numerous times now. I mean, you look at the Helenius fight, he had plenty of energy in the 12th round. Even against Chisora, he was the guy who had more energy late on in the fight. That's why he ended up picking up that narrow points victory, because he just had a little bit more work rate and a bit more gas in the tank than Chisora did late in the fight. And I think that could play a part in this fight here against Lucas Browne too. Dillian Whyte will just have a little bit too much work rate for him. And yeah, as I say, I think Dillian Whyte's actually got the better boxing skills than Lucas Browne too. I know he looked very sloppy against Robert Helenius. And I think Whyte is one of these guys who suffers from try-hard syndrome, where he tries so hard to impress that he just ends up not relaxing and not really boxing to the best of his ability when he's trying too hard. When he relaxes and just lets things flow, I think you see better punch quality and just a better overall performance from him. But when he's trying really hard, yeah, I think he struggles to hold his technique together. He gets a little bit overexcited. He wants to impress too much. That could be a factor here against Lucas Browne. I mean, it's really the biggest, other than the Anthony Joshua fight, and well, you could say Chisora maybe, this will be the biggest fight for Dillian Whyte. And even against Chisora, wasn't that on the undercard? It was on the Anthony Joshua undercard. This time, this is a standalone headline fight for Dillian Whyte. So that could put extra pressure on him, and you know, that could be detrimental to his performance. We'll see, but whatever the case may be, I still expect Dillian Whyte to win this fight. On points, that's my prediction. Drop your predictions in the comment section below. How do you see the fight going? I just hope it's not a boring fight. You know, I hope it's not a snooze fest. I hope we do get some fireworks, especially early. So anyway, let me know how you feel, people. It's Hatman, I'm out.